Hello, it's Renee, the Practical Shaman here. Is anyone out there? Okay, I got a little lax in my Wednesday lives with Renee, although I keep adding. But today I thought, today is the day to save $100 on the 5-week spring Windwork program. And boy, the signups are great. It's the biggest class we've had so far. I know we're not in the hundreds or anything, but we've already got 10 people registered, and it'd be nice to have about 25 people, 30 people in this class to grow this wind clan and get people who are skilled to teach the work. So if you're out there, I want to know, do you have any questions about this? I'm going to review what the 5-week program is all about, because there's some parts of it that you have not seen in this book. And other people who took the class last time are going to deepen that work. The good news is several people who took the class last time are in there again, and so they have a little more experience in there. But let's start by calling to a wind. And the wind that we're working with this week is Sila Inawa, that inner standing wind. And in the Navajo tradition, they're really based in the wind. In fact, their children are named by taking them outside, giving them to I don't know if they call them shamans, but the elder, the healer in the tribe, who then faces the child to each direction of the wind. They actually physically take the child from the mother, then they turn the child to all 4 directions of the wind, and they find their spiritual name. Then they're given their moccasins. And so it's kind of a really cool wind tradition. And let's see, please, if you've got some questions or you want to come on here, let me know. All right. I see there's one viewer. Do you have any questions? Let me blow in Sila Inawa for us. And on the first wind breath, we're going to ground ourselves. On the second wind, we're going to let me show you who we are. We're going to connect to Sila Inawa. And on that third wind breath, we're going to actually create a popo, a bubble around us of energy, which is always good, that keeps us traveling in our own magnetic north. No matter what turbulence is going on around us, we can always read those internal in-standing wind signs. So here we'll blow in the wind whistle to get us started. The one that connects us with Sila Inawa. And the one that strengthens our magnetic connection and field. And in case you don't know, this is the wind whistle. It's part of the Wind Whistler's Toolkit. Not required for this 5-week program, but people who have those love them. I'm going to the mailbox right after this live, so if you want to grab one, grab it soon. But don't leave until the miracle happens here. Okay, so what's going on in the 5-week program? In order to really set and reach your goals, you have to be really clear on what those goals are. And so one of the first things we do is we kind of take a look at our life to see how we've accomplished our goals in the past, and what goals that we've accomplished more easily than other goals, and what goals we had to set by this wayside because we just didn't have the wind power to do it. And once we start to look at that, we start to understand that we have a particular dynamic of creativity. What does that mean? It means that we create the same way pretty much all of the time. We have like more of one predominant way of creating, and then we have side ways of creating that hold that space or takes away from that space, as the case might be. And so we really kind of look into our own dynamic of creativity, which they all relate back to the creation theories of the universe. Because as many of you know, that in my book, Winds of Spirit, here, let me just show it to you. I've been printing out a reverse one so that it looks right. I think it's right today. That there's, I lost my train of thought. Is anyone listening? So that the winds have been here since the beginning of the time, and all of the creation stories that we have the wind in them. And some of us have a cat. Can you hear her howling there in the background? Whenever I get talking, she wants to get involved, so she might come over and visit. And so how you create also has to do with the creation story. So there's the chaos creator, there's the process order creator, there's the person who is the gestator. So there's these dynamics of creativity that we really go into. I tend to create from chaos. I pull my ideas out from the universe, out of some chaotic mass, and then put them into a form. Other people are very process orientated. They take one step after the next. Some people, they hold an idea so long that they have a stillbirth, or they give it a premature birth. So there's nature people who go off and explore and I need to go take a walk before I can figure this out. So we really spend some time looking at what your individual dynamic of creativity is, so that you can start to see what creations work for you in your life and which creations need perhaps a different way to create. And so that's some of the work that we're going to do. And what we do is we kind of look at that our body is this awakening compass, and our body tells us everything we need to know. And as we track backwards and forwards, we kind of have a better understanding of what works and what doesn't work, and what we might need a little bit more of, what we might need our wind knots to empower. Because in this spring class, we're going to actually work with wind knots, and we're going to actually work with a partner in our wind knots, and really work together in order to create stronger bonds, stronger relationships, and more of a community as we go. And we're going to learn about these wind archetypes and how they affect how we are manifesting in our life. Because remember, the spring is the time that we plant seeds. And in this seed planting, if you plant seeds that aren't going to germinate, then year after year, you're going to be disappointed with your creations. So we look at that we have really strong seeds. Our earth foundation is really a good solid base, and that we have accountability to actually start to achieve our goals. Like in the fall, there were people who wanted to get moving on their website. There was somebody who wanted to finish a book. There was somebody who really wants to work on their book. And all of these people have noticed, as they cooperate with the wind, these things just start to come true for them, and they just move on their own. It's like this idea of, think about pushing a boulder up a hill. You push and you push. Well, imagine if you were thinking about being pulled up the hill instead of pushing your way up behind some boulder. That's how the wind energies, that's how the wind archetypes start to come in and assist you as you go. I mean, look at, after all, this book got itself to Hay House. Now this book is finding its way to influential radio stations. There's an article coming out in the UK. And not that I wouldn't love to have a publicist at the moment. Working with the wind energy and following where it leads instead of where Renee thinks that it needs to go. And once we start to harmonize with our life and see where we're supposed to be and how we're supposed to be okay with where we're sitting. For example, I had a friend whose mother was aging, and while she wanted to be in a different place, she was in the place that she was in. And so no matter how hard you push against the wind, you're not going to move anywhere when the timing's not right. So in this group, we get really clear about, is the timing right for what we want to do? And then how do we eat this elephant? We eat it one bite at a time. We don't try to take the whole thing. Like, it took 5 years to write a book. And for some of us, we don't have that discipline, but we can take steps that make us more disciplined, that get our butts in the seat to get writing. And that's one of the things that we get to in this class, is how we get authentically okay with exactly where we are in the moment. And we're going to really work with these wind knots and really learn how energy can magnify our dreams, magnify the processes to get to our dreams. And we're going to work with ritual and ceremony. One of the things that I love to do in the 5-week program is to actually send people off for a 4-hour vision quest. In your own time, at your pace, you actually go out and turn off the cell phone, turn off the children, turn it all off, and take a separate space away for yourself to really think about and really get clear on what it is you want in your life. Because trust me, Spirit wants to give you everything you want. But the biggest problem that I see for people trying to manifest is that they don't know how to ask. They don't know how to put the question in a format that Spirit can understand. And they don't know the difference between a want and a need. And so when we get really clear on what we need, the universe conspires to give it to us. We're going to look about pushing back and removing resistance, and there's a whole lot of stuff. And we're going to talk about making a new map. And that's an important part for 2018, is to make sure you have the map that's going to carry you forward into this year, because maps aren't something you need to look at all the time, because when you're aligned to your magnetic compass, you're going to be navigating in the present moment. You're going to be saying, okay, this decision is coming towards me. Am I going to take a left or am I going to take a right? You don't always have to look down at the map. I was noticing last week when I was in New York that I would look at the subway map. I would see what stops I needed to go to. And then I would have to go back and just make sure that I was on the right subway and make sure that I was going to get off at the right stop. But it wasn't that I didn't sit there with my subway map open the whole time, because that hypervigilance of just looking and looking and looking and looking and looking and looking and looking where you want to go never works, because it doesn't leave room for the wind that's going to blow through and give you something even better. All right. Well, nobody's here with any questions. Maybe this is not the best time for a Facebook Live. You can put questions in the bottom. What I do want to tell you is that tomorrow the cost of the workshop goes up to $297, but today it's only $197. And I was listening yesterday to this class, and they were telling you all of these great bonuses that you're going to get if you sign up today and give them your $3,000. This class is relatively inexpensive because I want to gather more wind believers. And the bonuses you're going to get are the people who you're going to be in connection with, that you're going to have access to me on a private Facebook group, which is still separate from the Wind Clan group. And you're going to initiate change in your life using a concrete business coach model and the energy of wind. Those are great bonuses. And for $197, if you register today, you're not going to go wrong. So let's see if I can put the address here on the screen for you to join up. No, I'll put it below. All right. So my name is Renee. I'm running off to the post office to mail out some Wind Whistlers toolkits, and really, really hope that you join us for this spring workshop, because you deserve it. You deserve it. If you can't hear that you deserve it, let me blow the wind whistle one more time and see if this call resonates with you. All right? And then if you need more than just a group, there's other levels on there. You can do private coaching with me. You can do one coaching call with me. There's other levels. And if anyone signs up for the full coaching opportunity, that's the weekly coaching program, that would be great too. And I will add a bonus. I will send you a Wind Whistler's toolkit if you pay in full today. All right. I'm Renee. I'm the Practical Shaman, and we're going to end here. Thanking Scylla Inuit for coming